What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Rossoneri TV. We are going to be talking about a few things today. It's not going to be a long live. It's going to be a pretty short live, actually. But we're going to be talking about, first of all, the upcoming game tomorrow. Just so I want to give my thoughts, see what you guys say in chat also about it. And Serie A begins. Maybe talk a little bit about uh, a pre-prediction. We're going to do our predictions at the end of the market, but maybe we can just tease a little bit of what we think might happen during the season. And then there is the do not question my authority. Do not question my authority. What is that? That is the campaign that some of these Milanisti are pushing against the questioning of the Boniface signing. And I want to talk about that. I definitely want to talk about that. Yeah, and make sure to subscribe, like, and all of that good stuff. So the first thing I want to mention is tomorrow Milan plays against Cremonese at the San Siro. It's the first game of the season. So far, the probable formations I've seen show Pulisic and Jimenez up top. Leao is going to be out. Then the midfield, we're going to see Ricci in the middle, and he's going to be surrounded by Loftus-Cheek and Fofana. It looks like this is how Allegri might start the dances, because these players are maybe the players that he had since the beginning of the summer, and these are the players that he has worked with the most, while maybe the other players, Modric and Jashari, might still be behind when it comes to preparation. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow Jashari or Modric are going to start, but I think he's going to go with Ricci, Fofana, RLC. That is what makes sense. And yeah. As far as the wing backs, should be Salamakers Estupinian, the usual Salamakers Estupinian. The back three, Pavlovic, Gabbia, Tomori. So basically the starters. The Winter and the new kid, those guys are obviously going to... Who the fuck... If you thought those two guys were going to be starters, you're a dumbass. I'm sorry, but if you thought the Winter and fucking Atakem, whatever the fuck that guy's name is going to be a starter, why do you talk about football? Don't talk about football. Now, they might be starters because of... No, obviously the starters are going to be Pavlovic, Gabbia, and Tomori. Like, what? Whatever. Anyway, so against Cremonese, I looked at the Cremonese roster. It's not a very impressive roster. Cremonese, I don't know how well Cremonese is going to do this season, but I'm expecting a win. I don't know if it's going to be a nice win because Allegri doesn't do that kind of stuff. Allegri is not the kind of coach that is concerned with big wins and nice football and all that shit. Allegri is just concerned with results. So I'm expecting a win tomorrow, and I'm also expecting a win against Lich the next game. I'm expecting Milan to take advantage of this, let's say, fairly easy schedule they have, because if they don't take advantage of this easy schedule they have in the right now, it could cost them. It could cost them dearly going deeper into the season. So it's going to be a San Siro without the curva. It's going to be a San Siro that is going to replicate, the NBA arena style, families, picnics. You're not going to hear a lot of singing. You're not going to hear the usual whatnot. But I did see a live with the representatives of the curva discussing what's happening, and they are going to be at the away games. So the curva is going to be present at the away games. They're just not allowed in the stadium for the home games. So really interesting dynamic relationship between the curva and the ownership. The ownership has had enough. They told them, get the fuck out. We don't want you here. We don't want your protests. You comply and shut the fuck up. That's what the ownership said. Comply or shut the fuck up. And actually, no, the owner said, get out, get out. But whatever, it's all good. I mean, against Cremonese, we don't need the curva, right? I don't think we need the curva, but whatever. So the other thing is that I wanted to mention was do not question my authority. What is that? So basically, Sempre Milan, Ollie Fisher put out this article showcasing that Gazzetta dello Sport in 48 hours released all these articles questioning Boniface as if Gazzetta dello Sport has some kind of agenda against Milan. And I know people too that have this idea that Gazzetta dello Sport has an agenda against Milan. And then they even said, how come Gazzetta dello Sport didn't do the same campaign for Diouf, Andy Diouf, that Inter got? Well, but first of all, these questions about Boniface are completely legitimate. They're completely legitimate. And I find it so stupid that we can't ask any questions. We can't pose whether these are red flags or white flags or whatever the fuck. We can't ask any questions. We have to all be happy and we all have to praise Daddy Furlani and all his operations. And we're not allowed to question them. But I want to ask Ollie, did you see Gazzetta dello Sport question Jashari? No, they didn't say anything about Jashari. They didn't say anything about Ricci. They didn't say anything about Modric. They didn't say anything about Estupian. They didn't say anything about De Winter. They didn't say anything about the other guy, the other fullback. It's the common denominator is Boniface because this is a player that supposedly people say that if he was what he should be, he'd be worth 70 million. But instead, is a player that Leverkusen is offloading with a loan. Is a player that is fairly cheap for a so-called top striker. Is a player that has had 2 ACLs and a player that hasn't had many minutes. So we are not allowed to question any of that. We are not. If we question any of that, it's because we have agendas, and Gazzetta dello Sport has agendas. No, we have to fucking just bend over for every fucking thing that Furlani, aka Tare, does, or rather, Tare, aka Furlani. We just have to bend over and fucking shut up, right? And if we question anything that they do, it's because we have agendas. No, guys, I think it's legitimate. It's legitimate. This is a player that has had issues, physical issues, and is a player that also had some disciplinary issues that might. It's fine to question. It doesn't mean that we don't want this guy. It doesn't mean that this guy is not going to work out. Maybe he is going to work out. Maybe he's going to be great. But what we're not allowed to question any of these things. But let's be honest about this. Was this Milan's first choice? No. Boniface was not Milan's first choice. Absolutely not. Is this, if you want to go buy Haaland right now, is Man City going to give you Haaland on a loan, 5 million, and then pay him 25 million at the end of the loan? No. If you go to any top striker in the world, any team, is Inter going to give you Lautaro or Thuram? Here's a 5 million loan, pay him 25 at the end, and it's not even an obligation. So we're not allowed to question whether or not Sorry, guys. I had a call. Where do we leave off? I'm not sure where I left off, guys. What was the last thing that I was saying, guys? If anybody can tell me. I got a phone call and the thing just went out. Hello?
Hello?
Uh,
Hold
Hold
on.
on. Okay, guys. All right. Okay, I was talking. Okay, so you guys heard the Boniface thing. So the whole thing is this: we can absolutely question any signing. There is no agendas. If Boniface comes to Milan and he kicks ass and he has no problems with his injuries and there's no disciplinary issues with how he behaves, great. But we're not allowed to question that. We just have to glaze everything Furlani does. And terrible journalism by Ollie Fisher to say that Gazzetta has an agenda because of Boniface, because we did not see this so-called agenda when Milan got Ricci, Jashari, Modric. Gazzetta didn't say question any of these signings, right? Nobody questioned any of these signings. I mean, we question some of these signings because of the whole Moneyball thing. But Gazzetta dello Sport doesn't question the Moneyball thing. Gazzetta dello Sport never criticizes Furlani, never criticizes the ownership. Gazzetta dello Sport didn't even talk about why the Curva was protested last year. So basically, these guys are upset that people are questioning Boniface. Whatever. It's ridiculous. We can 100% question a player that apparently um, had disciplinary issues with his teammates. A player that got into fights with his teammates and the coach, and a player that had um, physical issues. It's totally fine. There's no problem of us questioning. Are those red flags? Yes, they're red flags. But does that mean that he's going to be a failure at Milan? Who knows? We don't know. We don't even know if he's going to pass the medical test at this point. And then I saw comments saying that if Milan would have gotten Scamacca, nobody would have said a thing, almost implying as if this is a racism, right? Because Boniface is Nigeria, right? No, if Milan would have gotten Scamacca, a lot of people would be questioning the same fucking things. Because he comes off injuries. What about Chiesa? Most Milan fans don't want Chiesa because of his injuries, right? You ask any fucking Milan fan, do you want Chiesa at Milan? No, no. Oh, look at his injuries. But we can't do that with Boniface because we already have a deal with him, and now we're just supposed to glaze the deal. Boniface, guys, was not our first choice, but he is a choice. He is a choice. So we will see how he does and whatnot. And that's about it. That's all I really wanted to talk about as far as the topics I had. But man, wake up! No, so the articles were bad. It looked like a smear campaign. What? Okay, so Nonso is part of the group of people that says we're not allowed to question. Okay, whatever. Yeah, yeah, and you hear this, yeah, whatever. Listen, ask yourself why is Leverkusen so ready to get rid of this guy? They're literally telling you, get him, take him away from my club, pay 5 million from him now, and if you like him, give him will give us 25 million. They're not even giving us an obligation, but we can't question any of this. No, this is the greatest deal in the history. I'm not saying I know. I'm not saying I know what is going to happen. But these are clear red flags. They're clear red flags. Your voice is echoing. You're outside. Okay. To be honest, and with all due respect, but the Curva are straight up mafia connected, and a lot of them are criminals. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Curva. I don't really care so much, to be honest with you. I'm here in Napoli. Will go for Dobrik of Roma. Yeah, yeah. Napoli is either going for like even Hoyland, right? Weren't we questioning whether or not Hoyland was a good option for Milan? People were saying, but look at how he's been performing. He's not scoring many goals, right? There are people that say this guy's absolutely trash. But no, Boniface, no. Don't you dare question Boniface. Don't you dare question him. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Come on, give me a break. Did you see the Vlahovic request contract? No, what is it? Even Vlahovic. People are questioning Vlahovic as a signing. People are saying, why are we getting Vlahovic? This guy can't play football, blah, blah, blah. How many people have been questioning the Vlahovic signing? Right? And what is the implication here? That Gazzetta has an agenda against Boniface? Well, what is the implication? No, the Gazzetta is just reporting the red flags that come with Boniface because of what because of events that have happened during his career in the recent past. 4.5 million 4.5 million with 50 million commission. Jesus. Well, that's not bad. 4.5 million with 15 million commission. Yeah, Milan doesn't do commissions. Apparently, Vlahovic won 6 million net with 15 million, 6 million net with 50. Well, 6 million net is different than 4.5. 50, yeah, the 50 million is not going to happen. We know that this club doesn't do commissions, so that's obviously not going to happen. Watching Serie C, fellas. Forza Pescara is what's up? What's up, brother? Is Futura playing right now? I mean, we got the striker. I mean, I guess it's Boniface. So, I mean, I know there's rumors that we're going to get another one. I don't know. I don't know. What, we're going to get Boniface and Vlahovic? I mean, that's a pretty big market if you go get, you know, Boniface and Vlahovic, but I doubt that is going to happen. Most likely, they're going to keep Jimenez. Yeah, they're most likely going to keep Jimenez. Boniface already going to be missing time during the AFCON Cup. I think Futura is done. Oh, okay. Boniface already going to be missing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you get African players, you know that AFCON comes up during the winter usually. or not always, but sometimes it comes up during the winter, so you end up losing them for a month. But I think it's going to be Jimenez and Boniface probably if Boniface passes his medicals. He got called up. Yeah, I know. I mean, he is definitely one. He's not. He doesn't have many appearances with a national team. I think I saw 13. It's not bad. I mean, it's not. You'd expect more. He doesn't have any goals. Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Let me post that. Jump in, brother. But my issue is like this thing that we cannot question signings anymore. Like what? What are you talking about? What are we talking about? And it was the same with Jimenez. I remember Jimenez when we got Jimenez in January. I think Rohit was another one, a Sempre Milan guy. Rohit was like, "Wait, you don't think Jimenez is the next Van Basten? You don't think Jimenez is the next greatest striker that has ever lived? Oh my God, you're so anti-Milan." No, Jimenez is a normal striker. I mean, he's got a lot to show. He's not an impressive striker. He's a normal striker. Oh my God, you don't think he's incredible? You don't think he's amazing? Respect my authority. Jesus. And there's a media campaign against Santi Jr. I don't understand why we want to force him out. Well, listen, Jimenez has done pretty much damage to himself. He is the one that goes on the media and says that Milan, he can't find any friends, and the groups aren't tight like they were at Feyenoord. His dream is to play for Boca Juniors. He's not doing any favors to himself. What's up, Nico? How you doing?
What's happening, Roy?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Just wanted to kind of give you some response to some of those things you just discussed. First thing about Jimenez and then the Boniface stuff.
All
Real
right,
quick.
go ahead.
So Jimenez, right?
Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez, right? It's not Jimenez.
I can't help it.
It's good. It's all good. It's all good. But listen, I live in Mexico, right? So I have a different perspective, right? I've been here for
Yeah.
about 2 years. I do follow the national team, obviously, with the news, media, and whatnot. And to be
Okay.
honest, I mean, there's not much hype around the kid. I mean, there was some hype when he first signed with Milan in terms with the fan base. They had some T-shirts, but then it's faded. He didn't perform, and more importantly, he doesn't have that Mexican spirit that Mexican fans are used to seeing in their athletes at all. He's a prima donna. We all know this. And Mexican people are generally speaking don't really buy into that stuff at all.
You know what? I did. It did. I remember when Lozano was at Napoli, and I would watch when I would watch that year they won the Scudetto, and even before that, there was there was a huge Mexican fan base following Napoli for Lozano in the comments of highlights and whatnot. I just don't see that with Jimenez in Milan. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing that. So yeah,
100%. And I'm saying even within like the like ESPN Mexico, the stuff that I watch here on a daily basis, they speak about it, but not in glowing terms like Lozano or what's the other guy's name that played in Man U a few seasons ago?
Chicharito.
Uh, Chicharito was huge. I mean, those
Yeah,
guys,
I'm not
they
seeing that yet.
they were real Mexican athletes. Had the spirit, the fight in them, which like the Mexican boxers have and athletes, and the kid doesn't have it. But let's see how he
Mm.
performs. Let's see how he does this season. I don't expect too much out of the kid, honestly, but I hope he proves me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his season is going to be like, but it looks like either they're going to sell him or no. I don't think. I think they're not going to sell him anymore. I mean, what we
Well,
have 7 days. What are we? What is it today? The 20 what?
it's almost
21st?
finished. Yeah, it's almost finished at the transfer market. It's going to be at the end of the month, boy.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be Boniface and Jimenez. Well, that's going to be the strikers.
That's it. I mean, and this whole thing about certain people just sourcing the Gazzetta and saying this is BS. Italian media targeting Milan again about Jimenez and Boniface. But let's talk about that for a second as well, and I'll hop off, right? Because I have to get back to work. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
There are other publications. If these people take a second to research online, a quick search on Google or even X, you will see there are Mexican publications that talk about Jimenez as well, and the likelihood that he has some issues at Milan. So it's not just the Gazzetta picking up the story.
Right.
All right. So there's two sources
Yep.
right there. All right. So that says a lot. Same thing with Boniface. There's other sources, German newspapers, that recently came out, and he spoke about when he came back from his because he had some abductor issues, right? Some load issues because of his 2 ACLs. So
Yeah.
other parts of his body is breaking down, kind of compensating for the ACLs being all jacked up. The kid he went to some private training facility in Spain, all right, paid a shit ton of money to get himself back in shape. And they questioned there was some concern about the load session. So even Xavi Alonso was concerned about putting too many minutes on this kid during the preseason. So imagine him coming to Milan and playing heavy minutes under Allegri right off the bat.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So regardless, he's not a risk from the financial point of view. I get that, because if he fails, we can just send the kid back, right? But then Milan is back at square one with one
Right.
striker.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do then? So that's what I'm saying. Generally speaking, it's a good, when you're looking at something, just don't look at one source. Say, well, the Gazzetta, they're at it again. They're picking on Milan with these stories. No, listen, do some research. And you'll find other shit out there, other sources to look at and to kind of confirm stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
That's
I
with
mean,
anything.
I'm sure the German media has plenty of articles
Hell
with
yeah.
these kind of concerns. Yeah, and I think you showed us some. But at the end of the day, this operation, like you said, it could completely fail, and he might have issues, and we might be stuck until January with just one striker. So it's not a great operation. It's basically a gamble. This is a gamble. This is literally a gamble.
Huge gamble. And who's to say who's going to be available in January? It's going to be one of those last minute, oh shit, let's pick up another striker and hope he works out deal again, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be something like that. And my issue is that we are not allowed to question that. No, we
God
have to
forbid.
fucking we have to fucking stand in line, obey the masters. We're not allowed to question any of this. Anything that Furlani or Tare does is perfection, and we should all be quiet, and we should all just accept it. What kind of nonsense is that? No, listen, if we were getting a striker, a proper striker that gave us guarantees, we wouldn't be getting a striker for a €5 million loan. We'd be paying over 50, we'd be paying 40 million, 50 million. Like, if you want to get Keane, right? A guy that doesn't have any major injuries, a guy that is on fire right now, you got to pay close to 50 million to get Keane.
Yeah, and
If
more
you're getting
important,
a
go ahead, Roy. Yeah. No, I was going to say, and he's proven in Serie A. More importantly,
and he's proven in Serie A. And again, the fact that we don't get players in Serie A is so stupid because we see it with Ricci. Ricci doesn't need to integrate himself in the Serie A, and he's a player that already feels comfortable. But we always get these players that are from other leagues that they need to integrate. They need time. They need to learn the language. They need to do this. But I don't know, man. Just get players from the Serie A. Do what we used to do. Get the best players from the teams of Serie A. Take their talent and just be the best team that way, instead of doing this Moneyball bullshit that we do.
Yeah, especially with the time. I mean, you're bringing these players last minute. Forget about adapting to the team and to the locker room and to tactics and all that other shit. We're talking about finding a place to live, which is stressful as shit. Finding a place that you like. Yeah, they have help. They have the money to buy anything they want. But finding somewhere mostly short term right away because you don't know how long it's going to last. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Not knowing how long you're going to be in the city. Making friends. Being isolated from your family. All right. We saw with Morata when we got divorced. Nobody made a big deal about that. But getting divorced and having your kids separated from you and they're living in a different country, it really messes with your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's other
Sure.
factors in playing sports than just playing out on the field. There's the mental portion of it as well.
Right. Yeah.
So
So
that's why.
listen, I
Yeah.
hope he
Go ahead.
turns out well. I hope he
Me
turns
too.
out well. I hope he scores goals. I hope a lot of us thought Pulisic was going to be super prone to injuries, but he turned out okay. He showed to be quite reliable when it came to not getting injured. Hopefully, it's the same with Boniface. And there's a part of me that wants that. There's a part of me that wants to see that a player with two ACLs can come back and kick ass. Because if that happens, then that opens the door for a lot of other players.
Yeah, of course.
But we shall see.
You know, it's
Shall see.
curious too. Last thing, January, Al Hilal or one of some Saudi team wanted Boniface.
Yeah.
They were gonna pay like 50 mil for the guy, and last minute, for whatever reason, the deal got squashed. I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know for sure, but I think he didn't pass his medicals. I think that's it.
Okay, I don't know either. I was trying to dig into that earlier today. I didn't see anything about it. It's according to some reports, he did pass his medical. They didn't give a real reason why they didn't pass. Who knows? Anyways,
Okay.
like I said, let's hope for the best, right? Especially him being the way he is. But one last thing too, and I'm gonna hop off in a minute. Talking about Serie A players. One player as well besides Keane who would be a good addition. Not everybody's a fan of him. Is
What's
Sarah?
that? Hello?
Is bringing on Vlahovic.
What about it?
That's another good option. I know. Listen, there's some people that he's looking to courting. He's willing to cut his salary in half, right, from 12 to 6 or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, good for him. That's a big cut. That's huge. That's like a huge, but and some people are saying it's not enough. He should be willing to cut more. It's like no, he's got a lifestyle to live at this point, right? It's a huge between making 12 and 6. That's a big difference in your life.
Hey man, 12 prostitutes in a night is a lot of money, bro.
Huge. But yeah, like from a football perspective, right? The guy's comfortable with Allegri, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
And he knows that's an easy transition into the team, like right off the bat.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. This is what the guys in the chat told me a minute ago. That so he wants that 15 million commission.
Oh yeah, that's a big We don't. Milan doesn't play fucking commission game.
He doesn't do the commissions.
No, they fucking run away from that shit.
Yeah, but listen, for me, Vlahovic, I said it right away off the bat. I think Vlahovic fits Allegri. I think Vlahovic, one of the qualities that Vlahovic has is his ability to run into space and create space for his teammates. I think that is really good. He needs to work on his ball control. He needs to work on his technique. He seems always panicked when he has the ball in his feet. He does score some great goals when things go his way. But for Allegri style, I thought Vlahovic. I said it in the beginning. I thought Vlahovic would be a good option. My favorite option would be Keane.
Yeah,
I
I
said
mean
it
that's the
for me. It
number
would be
one.
Keane.
Yeah, obviously, right? Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
most dynamic out of all of those players
yeah. But
for sure.
I wouldn't mind Vlahovic. No, I mean Vlahovic doesn't come with a baggage of injuries,
No, and
right?
he's not a head case either. He's pretty chill in the locker room overall.
Right. And another thing about Boniface. So that article where Boniface got angry with his teammates and whatnot. People said, well, we had players like Gattuso, Stam, Ibra, but Gattuso, in particular, he wouldn't get angry with his teammates, or he wouldn't start like real fights with his teammates. He would start fights with the opposition, not with his teammates. Stam was a rough piece of shit with his opposition, not with his teammates.
Yeah, it's a
And
difference.
so was
Yeah,
Ibra. Ibra does have a little bit of a history with his teammates too, though. Yeah.
yeah, and then that's the other thing you're talking about, like toxic root like teammates. There's some noise about Rabio as well. That's the other one.
Rabia, right.
Yeah, which is
Right.
nasty considering what happened recently with De Zerbi, how he kicked him off the team.
Yeah. Rabia is another one, but he comes with a lot of baggage too,
Ton.
right? But if
Huge.
Milan signed him, we're not allowed to question that. We're not
No,
allowed
got
to question that.
no. We got to buy his jersey.
Yeah.
Go on live and do some rah rah bullshit. So
Hey, can you hear
Right.
me?
all right, but
What's up?
listen, guys. Yeah, real quick, I have
So,
to go. I'm gonna get back to work. Roy, appreciate it
All right.
again.
peace.
Thank you,
All
Nico.
right, fellas,
Appreciate you,
take it
bro.
easy. All right, be
Later.
good.
All right, can you hear me?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up? I'm Lurk. I got two hot takes.
Go for it.
All right, real quick. One, I think Allegri ball will be the most entertaining we've seen Milan play since COVID. And then
Okay.
two, I think Jimenez is not that bad. But let me explain Allegri ball. So it's
Okay. Go
two
ahead.
sides of the coin. All right. When we had this fucking Premier League full possession based, you just
Yeah.
everyone's on the other side of the field with non-creative players. It's essentially fucking Allegri ball, but you're on the other side. And you are never
Okay.
gonna open that space. You're just gonna go against Lecce and fucking tie on their counterattack and then get a lucky Okafor goal at the end. So that's
Right.
with Allegri, it's watching the same shit but in your defense, and then at least you're the one that gets that counterattack goal. I think I'd rather watch that than fucking be in Lecce's half for 90 minutes, not creating shit with Chukwueze and Emerson Royale. Okay.
Okay.
And then two, Jimenez, I think he might have issues and he might look overweight, but I think he's genuinely good, and I think he's more importantly than anything we've had in the recent years is someone that if you get the ball to him, he will put it away 9 times out of 10. He's like got Giroud qualities. Giroud was good at linking play, but would sometimes you would be asking him for to finish away shit like from outside the box, which he couldn't. On the other hand,
Mhm.
Jimenez, he can't really link play, but he can do a top bin curler outside the 18. I think we've seen
Okay.
glimpses of it last season and definitely when he was in Feyenoord. But I
All
don't
right.
know. I feel like people don't agree with those two takes. What do you think?
Listen. I consider Jimenez a normal striker so far. He has to show whether or not he is a top striker. I wouldn't call him a top striker because he hasn't done anything to earn that name. He has to show. He has to show what he can do. What
Yeah.
this so far, it's been okay. That's all I got to say about it. It's been okay. I'm not blown away by him at all.
Yeah, I think we're getting someone like Giroud, like not some. Well, Giroud is definitely he's gonna have a better career, but I think we're gonna have someone that could potentially, if he settles in well, which is a big if, a what if, because under Redbird no player settles in well. But if he settles in well, I think he can
That's an
get
issue. Yeah.
10 goals, and some calm little 10 goals, non-penalty goals. Another hot take. I think we should have kept Jovic and Abraham. If we wanted players, strikers that are link-up players, we had them in Jovic and in Abraham. I don't know why we
So you would have
didn't.
kept the three from last year: Jimenez, Jovic, and Abraham.
100%. And they were both happy to stay in the bench. You never really had problems with freaking either or Abraham or Jovic. They were every time they came on, they would be super subs. Um, I
As
think
far as
they
Abraham, I'm not sure what Roma asked for in the end. I'm pretty sure they wanted to get Abraham, but I think that Furlani and Co decided that it was too much or something.
yeah.
Because I remember they did want to keep him, right? Or they were talking about keeping him. What do you think of Boniface?
I think I think the one thing I hear what everyone says, like he is really good. I think it's better than Hoyland. I think Vlahovic, you guys kind of scared me. I didn't know he had girl problems. So when hearing either you have a girl problem or you have injury problems, I'd stick with the injury problems.
He
Um,
does gangbangs, brother.
yeah,
He's a
I don't know.
gangbanger.
I don't know if Vlahovic excited me, and he's turning down joining us for 6 million when he's not going to play at all in Juventus, and then he's going to go to Galatasaray in a year. So that doesn't
Yeah.
really inspire me. But anyways, Boniface, I think he's probably one of the most technical strikers ever since Ibra and Giroud. More definitely more technical than Giroud. It's just whether he can stay fit. And I think on a loan, there's no way he's going to start problems. Like, I think alone, if he doesn't work out, whatever, if he works out, perfect. I think
Okay.
it's just funny because a lot of the players we want and we end up signing are players that Maldini wanted years ago, and now we're getting them more expensive. I
Right,
think
right. We were
I think
looking
that's
at
the funny part.
Boniface a few years ago. Right. Okay. Last
Yeah,
question. Then I have to go. What do you think Milan is going to do uh, tomorrow and during the season?
tomorrow I'm thinking like a 2-2 draw, and then in the season, I think literally I think it's depending on Inter. If Chivu does well, I think Milan places fifth. If he doesn't do well, I think Milan places fourth. But
Oh,
that's a
really?
little optimistic. I think our midfield is just we need a I don't know. I think our midfield is fine. We just need us. We need um what's it Scalvini. I think we need a defender.
Oh my God, Scalvini would be incredible.
Yeah,
Scalvini
I
would
think
be amazing.
yeah. But yeah, I think we're not gonna do the best. We're not gonna do too bad. And then one last hot take before you go. I
Go
think
ahead.
I've seen this in the media. I think Jashari is the most closest to Barella. I think he will. I think he'll surprise us if he settles down. I think he'll be like another Barella, like all around
I've
good
been
player.
following Jashari for a while. I mean, for a while. I mean,
Yeah,
we were in our group. We were talking about it. We've been talking about it for a while. I remember we looked at this player a few years ago. Um, Barella, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know
no,
if I agree with it. But he has qualities, and he's definitely has a potential to be a good midfielder. Maybe even the potential to be a top level midfielder. We'll see how he adapts. We'll see. We'll
yeah.
see if
That's why I don't get excited about these guys. Okay, what if he becomes a Barella? We're gonna sell him in a year for 60 million.
if he
That's
does
the thing.
become like Barella, we're going to sell him for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
so
doubt,
it's not
no
even
doubt.
exciting. It's not really exciting to me.
But he definitely has qualities. We will see. I want to see how long it takes for him to integrate
Yeah,
because he's young and he's coming from a very different league where the level is completely different.
yeah,
And we saw CDK had a very tough time integrating his first year coming from Club Brugge. Maybe something similar could happen.
yeah,
To the competition might be tough for him because you have Fofana who's already integrated, and Fofana is the kind of player that Allegri likes. You have RLC who's already integrated. RLC is the kind of player that Allegri likes. Ricci, he's already knows the Serie A. He knows how he seems already like he's integrated. Then you have Modric, who is a maestro. Jashari might have honestly maybe Jashari might have a tough first year And then eventually he'll get up to speed, and he might be like a Barella, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, he'll be like a Barella when he joins Atlanta on loan. Atlanta on loan. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hold up.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thank you for your input.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Later. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. I think Santi isn't good at. Vlahovic is good at that too. If other rumors about a Allegri type striker is true, then Vlahovic is not an Allegri type striker at all. What's up, guys? Check out yesterday's live with Rock. It was a great live. It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Check it out. Forlani might pull a Milan Classic and might sell Salamakers to Juve. I did see that. Why? Why sell Salamakers? All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the post match. We are going to have a post match tomorrow. So so yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace out. Click the like button on your way out. Ciao.